What's good, my beautiful people? It's your boy Brian R. Keith. Just catching up with my schedule. Just want to say what's up. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. I don't know where I'm going with this, but lately, when I started this channel, I didn't want to be preachy to anybody. In my circles, I could be a little preachy, get a little lectury, especially, with my kids or whatnot. Always kind of be long-winded. And, Leo too, and all that comes with that, ego on 10. So, to some people I might come off as a know-it-all, but I really just, lived a bit of life, but yet I feel when I learn things, I'm still a child in this existence. Regardless of my age, I'm still a child, and apparently kind of will always be, or I'm going to be a child for a very long time. And since I started this channel, and I have a couple of other channels, but since I started this particular channel on this particular mission, which is where instead of me going out and preaching to every young guy or old guy, because knowledge and information to me really is not depending on the person's age, as more, really more upon when the person is ready to receive it, or the information is poignant at that particular time. So it could be young, old, or whatever, but it just, it's more likely that a younger person will probably benefit most from my experiences. Like I said, this whole red pill square, manosphere, sigma male, basically getting firm in your manhood, black, white, or indifferent, but I'm, a man of color. So I come with a unique experience, and I want to see men like me who look like me do a little bit better, So I say all that to say, when I started this channel, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but this spiritual near-death experience channel popped up in my feed. And, it's all funny how timing plays a part in your life. So, as you know, like I said, I call it the purple pill perspective, because as I'm learning and becoming more firm in the manosphere and on my red pill square, like I said, I am married. So, and it hasn't been perfect, for a lot of reasons. I came in with a lot of baggage, and she's had a lot of baggage as well. But different kinds of baggage. But nonetheless, we came with our own share of shit. So there's been enough times that I'm ready to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And I think God has put me in positions to whereas I have to really negotiate my leaving, because in the past, the old Brian, I would have booked it, dropped everything, start over from scratch. But for whatever reason, in this relationship, it's a little more, let's not be emotional. Let's think this out, because one of the things I always said to God was, I know God didn't bring me this far to leave me now. Like, we made strides and accomplished a lot. And to me, a lot of the turmoil couples going through, well, at least me and my situation, is just so unnecessary, but for whatever reason, and me learning the differences in men and women, a lot of times, most of the time, women like drama. Women like drama. Sometimes a good life, safe life can be very boring. And for whatever reason, women have to feel like they have to, whether they know it or not, there always has to be a certain level of drama that has to be going on, or or the conversations they have always have to be based in drama and silliness and nonsense and adolescence and just gossip and silliness. To me, waste of time. But that's the way it is, and sometimes that really gets in the way. A lot of times that really gets in the way, and I'd be like, I know God didn't bring me this far to have to book it. You know what I'm saying? And that's happened a couple of times. Actually happened a few times. But on a couple occasions, you know, my youngest, you know, I think he's the angel that has been sent, and he's 9 years old. And I could go into numerology, how the numbers 369 have played a big part in my life. But in signals and in communication, you know what I'm saying? When the universe, God, or the Almighty, the One hollers at me or delivers messages to me, a lot of times it's in the form, or it's a scale sometimes, or scale, whereas I can use to measure certain people or certain situations based on these numbers. You know, you like Jay-Z used 444, like, so using numbers like 44, 11, 22, 369, 23, 23, 32. But more or less these numbers and combinations and whatnot, and they can be based on the scale of importance. You know, 3, 6, like 3 is connected, but not as important as that 9 is. But with something or someone falls in that 6, it's a balanced situation. So, but nonetheless, though, I think my youngest have been my anchor in keeping me anchored to my family, right? You know, on 2 occasions, I was going to leave and I was going to break out. And when you speak to the Almighty from the heart, and as they say, from the gut, and you have a real talk and a real conversation. And as a side note, when I hear these interviews of these near-death situations, you know, there's always a lot of love. But the thing about it is a lot of times when you're in this realm, the visitor or the person who's having this near-death experience use curse words, and you know, it's never taken into offense. I always feel like cuss words, even though they have their proper place, or they don't go in every place, that, you know, it's just an expression. So if I say someone is a piece of shit, it's like, oh, it's the same thing as saying if Jesus said you are about as low as a snake's belly. You know, different words, but the intent is all the same. You know what I mean? So I really believe it's the intent more than the word itself. Words are powerful, but it's the intent behind the word. So, you know, I was having a fit and was going through something, and now I could say we was going through something. I pretty much reached my peak. And I said, God, if you don't send me none of this poetic justice shit, none of this misunderstanding, none of this figure this out, none of this add 2 and 2 mix 4 shit, I said, if you don't send me a sign right now, I am out of here. Fuck all this poetic justice shit. Because God is he has a sense of humor, in my opinion, and can be very, you know, things can be riddles, come off as riddles. And I said, God, if you don't send me a sign right now, I'm out of here. And, you know, and in both times, you know, and I'm in my bedroom, like looking up at the sky, looking up through the ceiling, like as if I'm looking through a glass ceiling. I said, man, if you don't send me something right now. And in both occasions, my youngest comes running, runs in the room, jumps on the bed, and just leaps towards my arms. And I catch him in the air. And he gives me a big hug. Now, that's happened twice, 2 different occasions. And I really feel like my youngest has been my anchor. He's been the lifeline between me and the universe. You know what I'm saying? By all accounts, well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna leave that there. You know, and now I'm gonna continue this on a part 2 so I can catch up on my days. But part 2 coming right after this, as I'm looking at my time. One thing I can say about me and my wife, we don't know why we're together. You know what I'm saying? The numbers say we're connected. There's balance there, and it's only going to work out if we work together because we're on 2 different extremes. But the numbers, no matter what kind of discipline I look at, it always comes back. Always. The bottom, the answer is always same. As far as her and I go, is that it's all about balance. We work on it, it will work, and it'll be balanced. And on paper, we shouldn't even be together. Be honest with you. And I'm sure she feels the same way. You know, we could be pleased, satisfied, laugh, be successful, but that's work for us. We have to put in that work. I don't know about everybody else, but for us, her and I, it's this work thing. We had this conversation not too long ago, and the way I feel, people can be soulmates, but that doesn't mean it could be romantic. I can have a dog and mean the dog is a soulmate. Because when I understand too, when you're in this other realm, it's just orbs. It's not really a body or male, female, cat, dog, raccoon. It's just this entity that really doesn't have no real shape and it really doesn't have a real vessel. So I always felt that, you know, soulmates can be anything. Me and my sibling could be a soulmate. You know what I'm saying? Or me and my dog could be a soulmate. You know, me and my wife. No one says, in my opinion, that no one says a soulmate has to be based in romance per se. So like I said, by all accounts, me and the wife shouldn't be together, especially not this long. But I know God didn't bring me this far to let me down. You know, there's a purpose. And I think the problem is trying to find out what the plan is. But we're going to get back to it. What's the topic? Me, myself, and God. Me, myself, and God, man. So, but with that being said, man, I'm going to see y'all on the next one, on part 2 of this, all right? And right now, it's a Sunday, the Lord's Day. So, did I get my prayer in? I ain't get my prayer in yet. So, I'm going to tune out, get my prayer in. I'm going to hit y'all right back. Peace.